Okay, this is a little mini lecture for pre-calc. We ran out of time and I didn't get to explain lesson 72. Basically in lesson 72 it's giving you the law of sines, which I know some of you already have. You've used the law of sines last year because it was in your Algebra 2 book. Probably everybody should have used it in Geometry or Algebra 2. But basically law of sines allows you to solve triangles that are not right triangles. You know, they don't have to be a right triangle. You can find the unknown parts. So, and basically when they say solve a triangle, they mean find all the 6 parts. There's 3 angles and 3 sides. So if you ever see it and it says solve and it just shows a triangle, they want all the parts. Like on this one we'd have to find just these 2 sides. So law of sines says that side A over the sine of A is equal to side B over the sine of, angle. The big B means angle and the small b means side, right? You can set up these little proportions and you can use cross multiplication and you can solve. Different books I've taught out of have different ways of dealing with what we call the ambiguous case. The ambiguous case comes up when you have 2 sides and an angle that's not in between the sides. And so sometimes what will happen is you'll have a side, like here's a side, let's say here's a side that we don't know how long it is, but then we have this fixed angle that's, that's some angle that's fixed. And then we have this side, let's give some numbers. I'll just say this is like 30 or something, 35 or something. And then let's say we know how long this side is right here. Maybe this side is, I don't know, 7 or something. Now, if I have another side, I don't know what this angle is. Imagine sometimes I can get 2 different triangles because I can close this angle as much as I want. And this third side, let's say the third side is like 8 or 10 or something. Let's say it's 9. So this third side, I can actually draw it like, this isn't going to look pretty. This is supposed to look like I just drew a circle, like with when you use a compass and you use a circle and it's a radius. Well, this side, maybe it can give me 2 different triangles. Maybe it can give me this triangle right here, or maybe it can swing all the way out here and give me this triangle right here. So what happens with side-side angle sometimes, this book is going to teach you, oh, that looks bad. That's this triangle, and then this other triangle can be written like, there can be 2 different triangles sometimes if you have side-side angle, if you know that side. So you don't have to worry about that right now, but later on in the book they're gonna talk more about it. Just know that this only happens when there's side-side angle, so you only have to look for 2 triangles if you have side-side angle. You have 2 angles, so there's only going to be one shape of a triangle that comes out of this. And basically, the authors of your book, it seems like they've kind of decided that if they show you a picture, then they'll say, oh, I'm looking for the acute angle, because this angle, the missing angle, looks to be acute, so I'm just going to use the acute angle. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. But I just want you to be aware that there's that. So here's your problem that they want you to do. We want to solve this. This is 78, or lesson 72, number 8. So there's how it looks right there. It says solve for the unknown parts. So I'm just going to use law of sines. So I need pairs for law of sines. I see that I have an angle across from a side, so that's what I call a pair. So I'm going to say the sine of 130. Your book writes it with a side on top, so I'll try to do it that way. I can say 12 is to sine 130, and then I'll just use this one. I can get that angle, just go 180 minus 130. Let's do that real quick. go 180 minus 130 minus 22. So we know that this angle right here, I'll write it in a different color. This angle's 28. Right, we found that already. And that angle's name, that would be angle B, because it's across from side B. Okay, so, but right now I'm going to do C and the 22. So I'm going to say that side C over sine of 22. So I just made little little proportions, and then we're going to do our cross multiplying. So that means that C times sine of 130 is equal to 12 times sine of 22, right? And then I want to solve for C. Okay, so now C is equal to 12 sine 22 over sine 130. And that's going to be, well, I don't know. Let's put it in the calculator, right? 12 sine 22 divided by sine of 130. That turns out to be about 5.86-ish. So I'm going to say C is about 5.86. Right? I already found that big B, the angle B, was 28 degrees. And then I just need to find side B. So I like to use something that's not, you know, a decimal or anything. So I think I'll use this pair again. 12 is to sine of 130 and then I want to use B is to sine of 28. Now some of you guys have the little shortcut where you can just go this times this divided by this. If you know that shortcut, that's what the shortcut I'm going to take right now. It's going to be 12 sine of 28 over sine of 130. Put that in your calculator, however your calculator requires you to put it in there. 28 equals that, divide by sine 130, and I get 7.35-ish. Okay, so that can be B. And is that all? That's all. I'm going to make a new, so I'm going to, is there any more for this question? Actually, that's it for lesson 72. And it'll come up again, and we'll talk about it again later. So enjoy that.